Welcome back to the Stebbins Garage YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm working on the Firebird. We're gonna get this interior looking pretty good. I've got a lot of stuff to show you. It's pretty much taken me since, I think, January when I first bought the seats. You can see they're done. I'm gonna show you kind of everything that I'm putting in here. We've got our door panels. They came back up from the upholstery shop. There was a lot I had to do on the interior. We wanted to modernize it, and so over the course of the last several months, I've been buying parts and putting stuff together. So I'm gonna just show you everything that I have as far as the videos go. I wasn't sure how to stitch it all together, but I think it's interesting. I think the interior turned out fantastic. I'm really happy with it. We're almost done with this car, and I can't wait to get out and start driving it. I hope you'll stick around for the video. My car still doesn't run, but I'm gonna fix an annoying issue. These handles are kind of loose. They're kind of beat up. The other one's even worse. So I bought a pair of handles off eBay. They seem to be pretty decent. They were like 20 bucks. So we're gonna go ahead and swap these out. I believe they just used some kind of a self-tapping nut. So I've already got the door panel off on the passenger side. Let's go ahead and take a look and see if we can just pull that off. All right, I had to put the window up. There are two nuts there that need to be unscrewed basically. And then there's a clip on the right side. You just flip that clip back and then the rod will slide out. I'll show you that in action once I get it out where you can see it, because you can't really see it from this angle. So let me just go ahead and take those off. Here's the door handle. This is the little clip. Basically, when you go to remove the rod that goes in here, you flip this up and then the rod slides right out. It's really simple once you see how it works. So we've got those nuts off. I'm gonna go ahead and grab the other one. We're gonna stick that in. Okay, well, these handles are a complete waste of time. If you look right there and compare that kind of like that cutout where it's supposed to go past the door, and then you look at that one, they're not at all the same, and this new handle hits the door of the car and won't allow it to open. So I don't know what's up with that. So we're going to refurb this handle. I'm just going to clean it up and paint it. These things are junk, unfortunately. $20 down the drain. Don't buy those. They're made in Taiwan. I'll find out who the seller was so you don't accidentally buy them. Learn from my mistake. Those things suck. So I'm working on locating where my seat belts need to go, the seatbelt receiver for the front seats. So these are the pickups for those. That's where the bolt actually will go through in the cab. And so I'm just using an ice pick and sticking that through. And then I'm using a piece of tape to mark where I need to cut out the carpet so that the bolt can go in. So I've got both sides marked. I'm gonna go inside and make a cut so that I can get the hole opened up where the bolt will go in, and then we can put our seatbelt receivers in. I picked up my seats today. I actually just dropped them off a few days ago and they made quick work of them. They need to sit out in the sun a little bit to let the leather relax, but I'm gonna go ahead and get all the plastic pieces on them. You can see this is the driver's seat. It's sitting a little lower than that one because there's no track on it. The track, when I got this seat, was all messed up, and Mike was kind enough to send me one over. So we need to put that on. There's a bunch of plastic pieces that need to go on to cover all the seat track stuff. But I'm excited. These turned out excellent. The seatbelt holder here, I got the loop for that coming. It should be here in a couple days. And all I really need to do is go ahead and get the plastics all together and we can throw these in the car. These turned out way better than I imagined. The shifter boot, I had them stitch in the same color stitching, so it looks really good. So let's go ahead and get one of these up on the Hannah Montana blanket, and we're gonna put that seat track on. My car still doesn't run, but I just upgraded the radio. I got a good deal on it. It seems like a nice radio. I don't have the wiring harness for it yet, but I went ahead and kind of modified everything to make it fit. It's a double DIN, a Toto F7XE, and I ordered a bezel that's 3D printed that will accommodate the double DIN. So soon I'll have that and we'll go ahead and put it in. I was on the struggle bus for a minute getting that seat put in, but oh my goodness, look at this. That looks so good. Obviously, I still need to put this up. I don't have a headliner in, and this will be in the way to put in the headliner, but look at that. I am so excited. Like, I had this vision for this kind of look when I ordered those seats and the seat covers, and I mean, you remember what this looked like. This was just completely awful, and they did an awesome job shoring that up for me. I still need to put the seat track covers in, and all this is just kind of sitting. But wow, like that, don't pay attention to the dash. It's still dirty, and I need to do a bunch of stuff. You see my shift knob? There is none, but the shift boot looks awesome. I have no radio yet. But wow, what a progress that I've made in just like 2 evenings. My wife was out here helping me last night, and we got the carpet kind of laid in, and then I trimmed it up. I don't even know what to say. I'm so excited about this. Those are the seatbelt receivers that I changed the buttons on. I don't know how many episodes ago. Safety Restore did my belts, in case you're wondering. I do have another one of the seatbelt loops coming. Should be here in a day or two, so you'll see that shortly. But wow, I need to change out that ugly steering wheel. So here is our passenger seat. I got all the trim put back on it, and the trim had a little bit of, I don't know, fading, whatever. I mean, it's a 30-year-old seat. So I got some black plastic trim restorer. It's called Black, B-L-A-K, and it's ceramic infused, whatever the hell that means. But it works really well. You just wipe it on. I'll show you the other seat, because looking at this one, you can't tell that anything was wrong with it, other than just some fading or whatever. So we're gonna do the other seat. I'll pull the T-top out so you can see really well, and we'll do that one. Okay, here's the driver's seat. You can see there's just a little bit of, I guess like white. I don't know what it is. It doesn't clean off. And I guess it's just some fading and whatnot over the years. I do need to clean in there a little bit. And I'm gonna spray this with just some all-purpose cleaner. And once I'm done with that, we're gonna put that stuff on. I'm gonna put something in here to keep it from getting on my new leather. And I think the results will really shock you. And so there's the results. I think it looks incredible. Remember, these are 30-year-old seats. We did have the covers put on. I still need to address some of the ugliness here. But I'll just touch that up with some black paint and we'll be good. But overall, I'm really happy with it. I do have a piece here for the seatbelt coming. We'll mount the seatbelt here once we get our sill plate in. I'm waiting on some screws from Hawks for that. Overall though, it's really coming together. Like that whole interior, minty. Let me know what you think. So, just got a delivery. This is a Momo steering wheel. It's 350 millimeters. It has the red stitching and it perfectly matches our seats. So we're gonna go ahead and pull off the old steering wheel. I bought an NRG Innovations adapter for this, and we're gonna go ahead and use my very fancy Pittsburgh Automotive from Harbor Freight steering wheel puller, which I have modified to work on our F-body. Our hub just arrived. This is part number is 170H. Looks like a nice piece. Let's go ahead and throw it on the car along with our steering wheel. That's rubbing. Okay, so the issue I'm running into with this hub is when I go to slide it on, it's hitting right, those little, I don't even know what they are. There's four little things. I don't think they really serve any purpose for what we're doing. I'm gonna actually take this and just grind them off, and it should, I mean, it fit otherwise, it was just kind of rubbing there. So I'm gonna shove a rag in there and grind those off. Okay, that's good. It's gonna make me look intelligent. I'm gonna clean that up a little bit and then we'll go ahead and put this on. Steering wheel's installed, it looks great. The horn button does not fit. I don't know if it's the adapter since it's an NRG and this is a Momo steering wheel, but this doesn't protrude far enough this way to allow it to sit flush in there. So I really like the way the steering wheel looks, and this is a nice hub, so I'll have to do some research. Here's our headliner. It is kind of a mess, to be honest. Yeah, it's seen some stuff. It actually, the material, the fiberglass underneath is in good shape. None of these are broken. So the plan is to remove all of this fabric and recover it. I've got some black chilling over there that we got at the local fabric store for cheap. So we're gonna go ahead and pull all this off. First, I'm gonna take a couple reference pictures so that I know where that all got wrapped over. And you can see the factory does this thing where they cover the edge because it doesn't quite pull over. We'll probably end up having to do that because this stuff in these corners doesn't really stretch very well. And then here, it doesn't have to be precise. This all gets covered up. This here, this is where the seat belts go, and there's a slit there. We'll have to cut that again. So the plan is to go ahead and peel this off and then vacuum all this. This foam stuff is just nasty and disintegrated. So we're gonna go ahead and tear all that off. There are two things here where there's a white clip that clips it up front, and then it's held right here with the sun visors, which those things are kind of messed up. I do have those clips. I bought those, and then this is where our dome light would go. So, and then there's a piece that goes across the back that holds the back up. So it should be well supported. I think if we tear all that stuff off, get it real clean, and then we'll use some headliner adhesive and I think it'll come out really nice, and I'm excited to see what the black looks like in there. All right, so I just went through and got all the old foam off. That's kind of nasty and itchy. So there's a couple places where the headliner has some, I guess you'd call them cracks. I don't know. It's broken a little bit. The fiberglass isn't holding together. What I'm gonna do is just go back with some Gorilla Tape and tape that together. And then once the foam is on, it will hold it together better. There's really only a couple small spots. There's one here. These are pretty common. And then once the thing's all together, I think it'll be fine. You can see when I start to pick it up, it flexes right there. That's the heavier part. It's just me working on this. So I may have done that, or it may have just been from all those years of that car being abused. So I'm gonna flip it over and vacuum the other side, and then we'll be ready to go ahead and clean the table and start putting our headliner material on. Okay, I have put my two tables together. I have my Harbor Freight moving blanket. This is my headliner material. This is the back side with the foam. We just got the standard black. I've got it marked where I can go ahead and cut the excess material off. I'm gonna use that for the speaker grills. And we'll go ahead and start covering all this stuff with headliner glue adhesive. And then that needs to set up for about 5 minutes till it gets somewhat tacky. And then I can go ahead and start laying this on top of there and working it in, and then we'll flip it over and tuck everything on the other side. Hopefully it goes smoothly. It can't look any worse. I've done this before and it turned out nicely, so let's see what happens. I just sprayed the headliner glue adhesive, and we're gonna be ready to lay this over on there in just a second. I gotta wait for this to tack up. You don't want them to be completely wet. You want them to be somewhat tacky. That way when they touch together, it's pretty much stuck. And so I may actually, since it's just me, I may take this and lay this down gently on there and then flip it back over and start working it out. But we'll see here in a second. I'm gonna look at it a little bit more. And just like that, it is covered. I think it looks pretty good. It's been a while since I've done a headliner. It's not perfect, obviously, but I think it'll work. And we'll see how it looks when I put it in the car. I'm probably going to have to get some bare material to cover this area here on the inside part. When I put it in the car, you'll probably be able to see the places where I had to relief cut it. And we'll put a piece of just regular fabric, kind of like the factory does. But I'm not terribly worried about that. This car isn't going to be a show car at this point. We're not painting it or anything. But I wanted the interior to be I wanted it to be really nice. That way if I ever did paint the car, it would be pretty awesome. So I'm not going to cut out for the visors. Because I've got plates to go over that, and we'll find the holes and shove them in there. I think that looks, for somebody that doesn't know what they're doing, I think it looks fantastic. Next, I'm gonna put the car down because it's way up on the lift, so we had room to work. And then we'll go ahead and put the headliner in. You can see what my seat belts look like with it. And I think that's the last thing I needed to do before I went ahead and put all the interior back in. So that's a big milestone, even though it just took me 2 hours. So let's get to that. Next up, we need to modify this piece, which is out of our 88, to work with the 92 interior. This is the brake light wiring mount stuff, which the 88 didn't have. And so I've got to take these little clips out, lay this over here, and basically mimic all of those holes in here so that we can mount our third brake light stuff. Then we've also got some broken things there. I'll just get some washers. That's not a big deal. So let's go ahead and lay this over here and mark it and cut that up. All right, headliner is in. I'm pretty happy with that. Got the back panel modified for the third brake light. You can see we've got our steering wheel. I've got seat belts. I haven't put these in yet because the sill plates have to come out so I can run the wiring for the fuel pump. I'm gonna go ahead and put the interior panel over there just to get it out of my way. I'm getting close to putting the rest of this interior in. And then that dash is gonna get recovered. I think I'm gonna cover it to match with the stitch. And I gotta decide on a radio. We're getting there though. Okay, up next I've got a speaker grill from the factory. These are sewn, glued, and stapled, but I'm just gonna glue them, and we're not gonna sew, I'm just gonna wrap the edges.
I see her rolling up, Uber black Cadillac, high heel boots, and a sexy body full of...
All right, I thought I'd show you where I got with the interior. So you've seen the seats, you've seen the console, which isn't all secured yet. We just finished the headliner. I got the panel in for the rear part of the headliner and modified it to hold the third brake light piece. I got this panel mounted. Speaker grill is covered in black headliner material. Again, there's the piece for the third brake light. Then I just threw the carpet in the back so that it would be out of my way. I thought I was cleaning off my parts shelf. Unfortunately, I have a lot of Focus parts that are sitting here currently. The bumper can go back on. I just need to take that apart and paint it. And those are all Focus parts. And then the door panels need to go and get redone a little bit. And then that's a box of parts for the Firebird that I've been going through. It's all kinds of bolts and miscellaneous stuff. So I can get most of this cleared off. Hopefully, I don't know, at least by the Focus leaving. And yeah, I've got a bunch of stuff. I'm just trying to kind of go through it. We'll get there eventually. So we're really getting there on the interior, but I had a change of heart with this console. It actually turned out really nice, but I hate the way the short shifter fits in here. And I decided while I was gone over the weekend to the Trans Am Nationals that I wanted a 4th gen console, and I have one. So we're gonna pull this out and throw that one in. 4th gen console, picked this up at the Trans Am Nationals. It's going in our 92. And so right now I am working on this. This is the piece that holds the ashtray, the shifter boot, all that stuff. And we have nowhere to put our window switches now. So I am making a piece to go in here. I'm 3D printing it. We're gonna be test fitting it and all that stuff. I already got the dimensions. I think they're pretty close. We'll be tweaking it. It will have 2 screws that hold it in. And then these will be going on my Etsy site once I get all the fitment lined out.
I'm pretty excited about that. I think it'll be really neat. And probably here, we're either gonna put the original mirror switch or possibly a 4th gen one. I found some wiring schematics for it, so we might be able to do that too. But for now, I'm gonna go ahead and get that piece printed so we can put our window switches there. But we have 2 cup holders, or actually 3, I guess. 2 in the back, 1 in the front. These ears will have to be trimmed off so that it will fit. And I don't think there's anything else we really need to do. This one was in good shape. It came with the coin holder and all the stuff. So I even have the boot, but since we have the other boot that's stitched to match our seats, we're gonna swap to that. So let me go ahead and get this console out and we'll figure out how to get this one in. Just finished printing this. That's my new snap-in piece that replaces the ashtray. So this will just go sit in here. And then when you're done with using the window switches, you can close it. It has a couple little tabs that allow you to snap it in just like the ashtray. The buttons just go in basically just like this. They're solid. And then this piece, like I said, allows you to put the switches in, and then you just kind of slide it in like that. And then I like to flip it over and gently push over on these tabs so that you're not putting any pressure on it. And there you go. First up, we gotta trim this ear off.
Baby's bad, oh baby's hella bad. After her there ain't no coming back. Wanna take a run at that. I think she's feeling me. Turn it up a few degrees. My imagination of her body gets the best of me. Oh gosh, she's such a tease. Big lips, bruised knees. I'm addicted to her, need her touching me. Cause she got a bad little waist. And we tearing down this place. Off the liquor that we chase. Casamigos to the face. Baby, I don't need no space. Coming closer for a taste. And I'll show you how I make everything just fade away. Cause she's like sex, drugs, cocaine, body so insane. Jealous of the clothing that she wears.
It took me a little bit, but I got the console in. It is not going anywhere. There are 2 bolts in here, 1 and 2, those lined up. Like I said, I trimmed the ears off the front so that it would go in there. I put this is my shifter boot that I had them sew for me. The cubby, the long cubby that usually goes there is too long. It hits the transmission tunnel, not a big deal. You're probably wondering about the mirrors. I am probably gonna extend the wires and then just put them in there, the little switch, maybe move it over and put a USB in there or something. And then finally, there's my window switches. So, you know, driver, passenger. And then when I'm not using them, it looks pretty much mint. So I am beyond happy with how this turned out. Everything fits really nice. I have a cup holder. Ooh. Boom, cup holder. Another cup holder for my backseat passengers. So we're moving right along. Yeah, the car doesn't run, but we've got interior. I mean, we're really close to, I need to get these door panels done and do something about the dash pad. And man, this thing really is coming out nice. I'm beyond impressed with the way that it's turned out compared to where I thought I was going. That console right there makes all the difference. That shifter fits way nicer. I don't have to change out the short shift because I like the short shift. It just sat so low in the console, and I'm doing some weird thing with my hand, sorry. The shifter sat so low in the console before, the 3rd gen console, that it was hard to shift, and now it looks more natural, honestly, and I'm really excited about that. So we'll finish wrapping that up later. You can see my Terminator is laying over there in the floor. We're about ready to wrap that project up too, and we're getting there.
I've got this set of door panels out of my 88. They're not perfect. The top rails are kind of pulled off of this one. That's fixable. I don't really like this part where it's got the door pocket and this material is kind of ugly. It's starting to come up a little bit. What I thought I might do is make a piece to go in here and then have it done to match the leather that's already in the car, and then have a red stitch just kind of brought around. Something real simple. I'm gonna go ahead and clean this up, and it's got a small little flaw there, nothing big, but I'm probably gonna take this to the guys that put the seat covers on and ask them if they can do something with it. We'll get the other one cleaned up as well. So I've been working on the door sweep here. This piece was completely just destroyed, so I got new ones. We're gonna fix this, and by fix it I mean I'm gonna rip this window tint off, and we're gonna replace it with something a lot lighter. I guess I'm just getting old, but this is like 5% and I can't see out of it. You can see it's super hard to get it. So we're gonna do a 20% on both sides, and then we'll do a light tint on the windshield, hopefully to hide that cracked dash until I can find one. So we're almost ready to put the door panels on. All I need to do is put the water shield on, which those are on the way from Hawks. And then I need to make a little tweak to the door panels over there, and then we can put those on. So I'm gonna go ahead and strip this out. We're gonna strip this window tint off, and I have a whole new roll of window tint over there for this car. I got enough to do both door windows, so we're gonna do that.
Got a fine little body and her mind's kinda naughty. They say that once you taste it, you cannot replace it. She could get you high, all the dopamine inside triggers fast once she's naked. Her body's a creation. They say the devil made her for his entertainment, but even he couldn't learn how to contain it. Her high heels make a damn good statement. There is no replacement, a body by Satan. 'Cause she got a bad little waist, and we tearing down this place off the liquor that we chase. Got some egos to the face, baby, I don't need no space. Coming closer for a taste, and I'll show you how I make everything just fade away. 'Cause she's like sex, drugs, cocaine, body so insane. Jealous of the clothing that she wears up on a tight frame. All game, no shame, baby came here to play. I feel like an addict 'cause she's sex, drugs, cocaine.
So in case you're wondering why I was changing out that window film, that is 20%. That's 5%. I don't know what it looks like on camera, but there's a huge difference in the visibility. This is like super dark, even sitting in here in the garage, which is well lit, and that will make it a lot easier to see out of. The rear is also 5%, so you can kind of see the difference in the 5 and the 20. So that's why I'm doing it. And I'm gonna go ahead and work on the driver's side. We need to go ahead and get the sweep off of here, replace that, and then strip this window film off. Actually, I'm gonna strip the window film off first so I can see what I'm doing with the sweep. All right, let me catch you up on a couple of things I've been working on today. Mike came over, we were able to get my door panel upper pieces put in. Those are the black pieces are what I printed and epoxied in place, and then I have a tool that I made and printed to install the nuts there, the speed nuts. So we got all that going. I did get, this is a door shield. This goes on the inside of the door, between the door panel and the door, and that keeps whatever from getting all over the door panel and ruining it. So what we're gonna do is put some tape here. I just got some 3M tape. It's 1/2" 3M tape. We're gonna put that on the door, line everything up, put the door shield on, and then we can put our door panel on. You can see there, I already got the other door panel on and it looks fantastic. I did end up, we were ready to put this one on and then the window motor died. So I went ahead and did a mod so that it make it easy to do the window motor. There's 3 screw holes that you have to, in this case, this had already been replaced. So rather than taking the whole regulator out, you drill a hole there, there, and there, and then you can get to the screws or the rivets and drill those out and pop that motor out. So I drilled those, was able to get to the screws very easily, put the new motor in, put the screws in, and the motor works actually really, really good now. So I'll take it. So we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna touch up the holes there so they don't rust, put our door shield on, put the door panel on. So that's going to do it for another episode of Stebbins Garage. We're on the home stretch. The car is almost there. Actually, a week from tomorrow, at the time that I'm filming this, I'm going to have it at a car show in downtown Louisville on Friday, October the 27th. It's Rad Revival. It's going to be all 80s and 90s cars. This thing will be perfect. I still have a few more surprises to show you. I hope you'll stick around for the next video. Make sure you share this video with your friends. Subscribe to my channel. Go to my Etsy store and buy a shirt. That'll help with the build too. I'll see you on the next one.